Oh, she performed?
Yeah, her voice is, man.
She got a real voice.
Almost start crying, nigga. She got one of them voices.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you?
It's allergy season, nigga.
Right. Ooh. Hey, Nara.
Let me see if we good or not. I think, James, I think you were like in the corner. And I don't really like want the corner. So we're gonna have to scoot up a little bit this way.
Bum, 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 bum.
Now no.
That's how your uncle be at the barbecue. Yeah, that was a good day, dear. How you think I got done, T, huh? Yeah, we do a step back. Oh shit, what's happening? What's good with the good quarantine people? My people, this is a state of emergency. What is y'all doing? Daniel, what is you doing out there? I know y'all going crazy in the house right now.
Pardon me.
You know, it's been a while. We ain't been on this motherfucker in a minute, but we here now. That's all that matters. You feel me?
What's happening?
I go by the name of Big Do Things. That's your
Walk with grace. Following God's grace and lead to the promised land.
Big Bird.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Shit, ain't it falling off?
Shit, man. She didn't finish her intro. You feel me? Big Merv! This motherfucker. That nigga finished their intro.
You know, in your defense, I did take quite a long pause there. You know, that's all right. Play mistakes.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
God damn.
Slipping on your pen.
You feel me? How does coronavirus got y'all feeling? Y'all got them symptoms? What symptoms? Niggas don't know what to believe. I don't. I really don't. I don't even be on social media because I don't even want to see that shit. If I get it,
then you know what I mean?
Hey, you feel me? We're gonna deal with it then. I can't live in fear. That's
that part.
That's not gonna happen.
Keep it a band. I think I already had the shit last year sometime in November.
Man, nigga, I didn't heard so many of them type of stories. Nigga, everybody didn't have it. They just making it.
Now they care because Tom Hanks got the shit.
Yeah,
but,
you feel me? It take Tom Hanks
to get the shit for it to be a pandemic.
They take that nigga to get it. Forrest Gump had to get it. Just think about that. Forrest Gump had to get it for the world to take it serious.
So, whatever.
You know, if Forrest can get it, we all can get it, I guess. You know? Nobody's above it, but, white people gonna be the first one to go.
Period. Anybody who lived by the 5-second rule as a kid, we immune to that shit, okay? We eat hot Cheetos out the dirt since the 90s, okay?
Too much shit to die
Coronavirus
like
ain't
that.
doing shit to us, okay?
Oh, God, nigga, like...
Shit backfired. The government's gonna take out the power. It's taking out you, motherfuckers.
It's taking out you, motherfuckers, you feel me? It's really, you feel me, war. We at war right now with China. They didn't secretly just, go ahead and get that, nigga.
Do that fucking fairy dust sound.
You feel me? Do that. You feel me? That gold dust shit. You remember gold dust? Bro, this nigga gold dust was irrelevant as fuck, bro. This nigga. Ooh, dust. I hated this nigga, bro.
Oh, shit. It'd be like that.
Man, China really got something up their sleeve, though, for real, man. This is chemical warfare.
They locked down over. They done made some app out there. They got the shit now, the little app in China. If they tell you what it's color coded.
Right, they got temperature.
You purple, take your sick ass down to the house. Ain't go nowhere.
Yeah, you was over there eating them possums and shit up in the back alley and shit.
Yeah, them bats and shit. Now you motherfuckers.
You got that shit.
And spread the shit all in our orange chicken and shit.
I ain't eating no more orange chicken. I've been cool up that shit for a while, but now,
I'm still fucking with it. I get it. That shit good, nigga. With some sriracha, got you fucked up, nigga.
You said you drowned anything in that sauce, nigga.
Coronavirus! Come on, fuck, nigga? Check it.
Nigga said, nigga, I done been through too much.
Nigga, so I died Tuesday instead of Wednesday.
Shit.
You feel me? Niggas is still getting shot out here. I'm like, how the niggas getting shot? They supposed to be in quarantine.
Look,
Like, nigga,
right.
this little shit don't stop, nigga. I don't give a fuck about no nigga named quarantine.
Tell that nigga I did that 229.
On my mama, he can get these 223s too, nigga. Fuck you, me, nigga. This shit is always on, nigga. Ain't no time out in the street.
That nigga cute anyway.
I don't do this for fun. I don't do this for fun to play, nigga.
So no fucking Grand Theft Auto. No pause,
niggas, no pause, but
No
niggas,
pause,
bro, these niggas is getting knocked down out here. I'm like, bro, you supposed to be in the house. That's
sure my
crazy.
mafia nigga got killed.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. Nigga got it.
Pew pew.
R.I.P.
Pew
Shit.
pew.
That shit crazy.
Man, you play
Crazy.
Be like that.
But you know what you signed up for. If you get, especially if you getting smacked during quarantine, nigga, you most definitely up to what you gonna do?
Yeah.
But see, this how you gonna know if
Some
niggas is
shit.
really gangsters. Once them state troopers start rolling down the motherfucking streets, niggas is real thug like, you know what I mean? When it's, you know, not nothing, you know, controversial, but where all that pep in your step, nigga, martial law come around this motherfucker. Let's see how many soldiers we got then.
That's a fact.
You
nigga.
feel me?
niggas
Cut all that bullshit
Cut
out.
all that bullshit out, man.
Yeah.
You feel me?
because they gonna be the real enemy. They already the real enemy. You niggas is just blind to it, cause
Nigga.
y'all. But you feel me?
Don't get me
Niggas
started.
need to really hone in and take this time to really think. Like, nigga,
Listen.
this shit finna get real.
Is that my enemy or is that my brother?
Man,
I don't
you
know.
feel me? You would want him to be your brother right about now,
Right,
nigga,
you
because
feel me?
them people finna be coming. And only you can prevent forest fires, nigga. 'Cause
You know what would be funny though sometimes?
Yeah,
I really be trying to
funky.
like reframe shit like back in like older times. I be trying to picture like Dr. King and like Malcolm X beefing like, nigga, what you doing on my block, nigga? With all this shit going on in the world, you know what I mean? Nigga, pop this nigga. You know what I mean? Like I just really be trying to picture that shit like all this shit going on in the world and you go help, you gonna kill this nigga.
yeah, out of all the shit going on in the world, that he ain't got a weapon on corona.
No, right.
Nigga bought all that disinfectant.
Bitch. Run me that toilet paper, bitch.
You probably got it from my grandma. She said a nigga snatched some toilet paper out of
It's
her
a
hand.
weak immune system having ass nigga.
For real, man. Niggas is really out here tripping. It's crazy. That's to show you niggas is out their mind for real.
No.
We need help.
No, for real.
No, for real,
No,
for real. Niggas need help, bro. We in a whole pandemic or pandemic, nigga. I don't know how to say it.
Pandemic.
I ain't heard it since.
Pandemic.
Panera.
We got Pandera.
That nigga shit Panera.
Bruh, niggas is so ignorant,
shit,
bruh.
it's fuck.
Crazy, man.
That nigga say you heard Panera shut down, nigga.
Niggas a fool.
Yeah, man, there's something going on up in there, but
Man, it's crazy though, man. But this time, man, you should really be getting to know yourself real well, man, and create. It's time to create some strategies because you know our normal way of living is not normal no more, and everybody thinking it's gonna go back to normal, but no, motherfucker, your normal was like a fantasy land, and this was like the wake up call. Like, bro, the society we lived in was not really real life. That's the life the people put there for us. That was like, nigga, they put out the Monopoly board and put us on it. We just the pieces. You feel me?
oh me.
At the end of the day, so this is like the time to really recognize that, because man, everybody is on the even playing field right now. I mean, not really, because if you got money, niggas is in bunkers and all kind of shit. So you feel me? You can have that type of shit, but so far as survival, you feel me? Niggas is damn near on the same playing field, because you feel me? Everybody can get it, and you never know what it's gonna do to you, depending on how your body take it. You feel me? So the best thing you can really do is prepare your immune system, eat better. You feel me? That's all I can really say about that.
Shit, I'm eating harder right now.
And I say that, nigga, but I ain't been eating. I ain't ate a vegetable And nigga, the whole probably 2020 down there.
Nigga, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm not even gonna bullshit with you, nigga be on the go.
I'm not. But this is what this is doing for me. It's forcing me to like make a healthy routine. I think that's like why a lot of us is uncomfortable because a lot of us don't have structures without institutions. Do you feel me? If I don't got a time and a place to be there, if I don't be there, I'm not gonna do it. So now that I gotta create my own schedule, now I'm sitting there like, okay, nigga.
The fuck? Yeah,
it's 12 o'clock. What you gonna do, nigga?
Like, man, and then it's the same thing every day.
Every day, you gotta talk yourself into some shit.
Man.
You know what I mean? Because you ain't got nowhere to be now. Now every day you gotta talk yourself in the.
Man.
You know what I mean? I was just reading some shit today, like about the crazy how you said like going back to normal life, because it's like. The way we've been living is not normal. We think it's normal to be constantly busy, constantly thinking of shit. And now that we still, and motherfuckers got to sit with themselves, motherfuckers uncomfortable.
Exactly.
People
been
don't
running
like
from themselves
the
the whole time.
Now you ain't got nowhere to run.
Man. They said, sit your ass. The world, sit your ass down, nigga.
Reflect. Look in the mirror. God damn it.
Motherfucker. Shit, really look at yourself, because a lot of people don't want to look in that mirror. That's why they keep on moving like that.
Right.
So, you feel me? I don't know. Just face yourself, man. Face your demons. If not for yourself, for the people around you.
Oh, me.
You know,
this is a defining time.
For real, whether you know it or not, you're affecting them as well by not, you feel me, bettering yourself, trying to get to know yourself, heal yourself, you feel me, trying to face them demons, because Lord knows motherfuckers been running.
Right.
Niggas run to this. Niggas run to that.
Man, you got the club.
Man, you ain't got the club. You ain't got man.
Man, you gotta sit down.
You gotta really sit down.
You gotta really sit down. And if you use this entire time filling it with the presence of toxic company to keep you afloat to the next day, you are defining who the fuck you are in this time. I'm gonna just keep it a whole band with you. There's, you feel me? Like, I'm gonna keep, some days gonna be harder than others. Like yesterday, I ain't do shit, you know what I mean? It's okay though, you know what I mean? Every day's a new day. But if you really come out of this time and you ain't at least started something or rounding up, perfecting something, you know what I mean? If you ain't started a journal, sat with yourself, at least confronted one demon in your past, forgave at least one person, you've wasted all your time. Like you realize that you don't like you and you can't sit with you. That's what it really is.
That's
you feel
what it
me?
really be a lot of the times, you feel me? Niggas, and that's why niggas be jealous of other people, is they can't sit with themselves. So they put their own shit on other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't know. That's why I don't really be tripping off when people be jealous of me or anything like that or hating or nothing, because I know it ain't me.
It's you.
It's
for surely you.
You niggas is going in, boy. I can't even say nothing. Nigga, you hear these niggas? Go ahead, y'all keep it going now. I ain't done. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Alright, niggas. You know what I mean? Go ahead, y'all go ahead.
You can't get on here, man. I've been holding a lot back there.
Right.
Man, I'm this quarantine.
I'm friends with this whole shit, but go ahead.
This nigga right, stand right here, get all the credit. I've been trying to figure out what the fuck do he do.
Nigga, this what I'm doing now. That's what this nigga do. Shout out to y'all. No, go ahead. Nigga, reflect, bitches. Go ahead.
Reflect to your motherfucking self. Yeah, that's what you do. You sum up what we said. Basically, what they were saying is it's hard to reflect on your motherfucking self. You feel me, nigga? That's what you do. From now on, that's what you do.
You think you can do this to me? I'm getting a little toasty.
Man, it's hot in the motherfucker up in this.
Which I think the best way to find yourself is, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't know how to find themselves. They don't know what's wrong or, you know what I mean?
I mean, asking yourself the question and actually, to be honest, asking yourself the question, even if you got to do it out loud, really asking yourself the question, because I found that shit hard to do myself, like having your own voice, like tell you this, but I be having hella different voices in my head, but sometimes you gotta get that shit really out to really.
Yo, you know that's so true, because so this is what I tried to do, like, a little time ago or whatever, and it was hella weird, because I realized, like, I would, like, be able to take validation and stuff from other people, and so I was like, I tried to look in the mirror and say some of the things to myself, so I'm like, stood in the mirror, I'm like, you're beautiful. And I said it with like this hesitation, like this question, like, you're powerful? you're strong? Yeah, like questioning it was so weird. I'm like, bruh, people can't even keep it real with themselves when it ain't even nobody around to fucking judge you, nigga. I had to tell myself, like, nigga, nobody's here. You feel me?
Man, that shit is, it's hard.
I think that's one of the answers to your question. Keeping it real with yourself is where it all starts. So you feel me? When you get past all that, looking in the mirror, and you start, nigga, like, who am I, bro? What have I been doing up until this point, and where do I want to go? What have I internalized? What pain have I been harboring? You know what I mean? What demons have I been allowing me to move?
Really, you gotta be brutally honest.
Brutal.
Like you can't. Like I've always been that way, so it's kind of easy for me to do it. Like I'm my own toughest critic. Like I achieve big shit, and I be feeling like it really ain't that big because I feel like my potential is like way bigger than that, or I feel like I should have been did it, but it's just. I gotta take the time to appreciate the little shit I do because you feel me, it is some big shit to other people because they ain't gonna do it in their whole lifetime, but I just know I got big plans.
Right.
You feel me? So
that shit's hard to do.
Man, it's hard to, but it's all coming with living in the moment. It's all comes with this time. This is the best time to really live in the moment.
Be still. Stillness is one of the key things, man. And that's why it's just so uncomfortable.
That nigga Bruce Lee said, be like water. Man. Be like water. Water is still.
Y'all think like niggas is like 2 in 2 with social media more than ever now, though? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the biggest distraction. Niggas can't really like how y'all say be real with yourself, but more niggas is
losing themselves to that shit.
Society's like, hey, nigga, go get these likes, and that's gonna define who you are nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that shit's crazy.
I mean, but at the same time, it's the internet, so all the information is there. You know that they brainwashed. A lot of people know that they getting brainwashed by the shit, and they just choose not to give a fuck about it and just keep on. They don't want to think about it.
But honestly, in reality, a lot of people don't know that they are completely unaware of the fact that like they're living through other people's social media, and it's so much easier to live through somebody else's life when you can't look at your own shit. So and with the day and age of social media too, like trying to find yourself is so hard because it eliminates our generation's work ethic because motherfuckers want instant gratification. You know what I mean? You just want to just be famous for some shit, and now we're so attached to this 15 seconds of fame instead of like really trying to build legacies. Nobody's thinking about building legacies. Like nobody, half the motherfuckers on social media are going to be forgotten within a couple years. You feel me? There's nobody establishing anything real.
No concrete shit that's your kids is gonna eat off type shit. You feel me? Like
they not gonna eat off these likes, nigga.
At all. You feel me? So you need to.
I agree with that. 100%.
Man, really hone in and really find your stuff.
We're not saying not do it though, because you can make some money off of it. But what you do with that money? What you do with that money?
What you do with the money and what you do with the influence you have.
Exactly, and how you get that money is essential too. Like if you're really, you know what I mean, and that goes hand in hand with the last question you said. Like how do you find yourself? Like you gotta find your niche. Whether it be, all right, nigga, I'm funny. It's not enough to just say you want to do something. You gotta want to be the best to ever do it. You feel me?
You gotta really hone it.
You gotta hone it. You feel me? That's what separates motherfucker. You gotta perfect it. You feel me? And so I was
that work in.
Oh my God, because the process is the things that evolves you is the work. Because the time it takes to get, it's not even actually getting there. It's the actually getting there that makes your character. You feel me?
Right. Anything
really worth having is hard to get. You feel me? So you're gonna have to put in that work to get it. So.
And that's what's wrong with this generation. Motherfuckers be so attached to the product that they don't appreciate the process. You feel me? So you miss all the lessons that are necessary for you to get in order for you to be that future version of yourself.
Exactly, because once you get what you going for, you got to be able to obtain it, and that's the hardest part. Getting money and all the shit that's easy. Being able to keep it and keep it going and keep it flowing, that shit is hard, bro. It's not, because you got a hunger when you ain't got no money.
Right.
Like it's different. You feel me? That $10 when you ain't got no money will last you all week, but as soon as you get that check, nigga, $60 meals like it's nothing. You feel me? I'm gonna get it right back.
On me.
Just a couple days.
I ain't gonna lie, but as soon as my financial life changed. I went straight to boiling crab, nigga. I'm not gonna lie. And the day before that, I was eating top ramen and toast, nigga. As soon as I said, nigga, let's go.
The matter of some hours were made, nigga. Your whole mind is totally
it flipped.
different.
Flipped. As soon as I checked my account there, everything changed. Everything changed, man.
Different. And the people know that shit too. The people that control the people control that board. They know. They know how we gonna move when we get a little money. They know how we gonna move when we get a little bit of fame and shit. They know what to do. They know the whole social
Money
media
already
shit.
spent, man.
Man,
Already spent.
man.
Look at that marketing. That's what gets
America is we here to consume shit. That's exactly what we motherfucking do. Consume, motherfucker. We here to buy shit, and that's why it's really a crisis, because motherfuckers can't buy shit. Niggas is bad, they can't buy shit. Like, it's really a crisis. I can't, like, man, like, this shit is weird. Like, people,
and
really, I didn't see people really fighting in the parking lots, like, oh, man, the store is closed, I can't go spend my money. Like, what? Like, it ain't even that serious. Not even no essential shit you need. Like,
where the fuck is you going?
Some old bogus shit.
Where are you
trying
going?
To go get
to a nice dinner? To a lounge? Where are you going? You're not going nowhere.
That sounds funny. I seen somebody put Ross and Marshalls as essential to me.
Oh, my mama.
Hey, I like that shit though. I ain't gonna lie. I like that shit. That's real though.
Right now.
At the end of the day, I'm a cheap nigga, so that shit is right up my motherfucking alley. I'm not gonna bullshit you. Buying hella expensive ass, nah, I don't even like wearing shit more than once. And I ain't balling like that to be buying no designer ass shit and only wearing it once, nigga. If I would buy some designer shit
once a week.
Twitch peak, every post you niggas, bro, you see me shy, you see this Egyptian kind niggas, this the shit you really, you feel me? Kind, you feel me? This is the shit you clean your glasses with and actually clean it, you feel me?
I don't know who raised this nigga, I don't know at all.
It's serious, for sure, man. But fuck.
God damn it.
Have y'all...
Coronavirus!
Man. When all else fails. All else fails. Bruh, niggas' life has been turned up. I ain't gonna lie. That's one thing about social media. The Tory Lanez, Lil Boosie, their lives has been Bruh, they been with the shit. This nigga Boosie is retarded. This Boosie is the funniest nigga.
That nigga,
oh, bitch, you nasty, bitch. Hold on, bitch. Let me play my other song, bitch. Hold that left cheek right there. Let the other one shake while I go find my other song, bitch. And you stay right there until I tell you to move again, bitch.
That nigga is retarded, nigga.
That is funny.
Boosie should be like a fucking motivational speaker or something. He be boosting their head up too much, bro.
Right,
they not even that. You're not even the one, but Boosie gonna make you feel like it.
Oh man.
It's begging me to get in here.
We got a special guest.
Message?
Whoa. Alright.
Alright, that's why we have this brief intermission. Hey.
You know, it ain't right unless you crash it.
How was your nap?
Quarantine queen.
Delightful?
Yeah, but anyway.
But anywho.
You feel me?
Boosie.
This is where a lot of y'all gonna come out of quarantine with a motherfucking baby.
Not I said
Man.
Not I said
There's gonna be so many quarantine babies running around this motherfucker foaming out the mouth and shit.
Bro, you should have seen that list of names. They had Quarantisha, Covita.
Niggas gonna be coming out with motherfucking
Cornisha.
15 toes and shit.
Why does niggas say foaming out the mouth of babies? You know the pocket. Them niggas are gonna look like the fucking thing off the wrong turn.
Wrong time.
The hills have eyes.
The hills have eyes and babies.
That's funny.
Niggas gonna be sick when they come out with that booty baby.
Ah! Damn.
Oh shit.
Damn little X-Men mutant babies.
Man. That nigga's finna come out with some sorcery.
Mystique.
That baby has sorcery.
They finna be sick.
Professor X has been.
First class ass motherfuckers.
I'm gonna be mad if they come out with some special powers, to be honest.
Black lightning.
Hot.
Black Lightning's back.
Well, you got scared? Oh shit. You got scared? Oh shit. Now you know how I feel when you be yelling all the night and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you be doing that shit. So, yeah, wrap it up because she's a handful. Okay, she's all nice and sweet right now. She's really not.
Sweet and Sour Patch.
Sour Patch Kid for real. Like
Sour Patch.
as soon as she get up from here, she finna go.
Run him up.
I'm here to fuck shit up.
Run him up.
That's what she does. Ain't that right?
Have a ride.
Oh, you quiet. All right.
I ain't ready.
Quarantine tips.
Oh, he ain't ready. He got one coming soon too.
All right, little nigga, I'm punching this nigga.
I'll punch her. I ain't care. She
You ain't punching nobody.
Yeah, I'll hit her right in the rib. Nigga, I have not slapped you in the rib one time. Yep. Mm-hmm.
That nigga said, yeah. Don't answer for it. Nigga. That nigga, yep, yeah, I did.
Right. Like, hell no. She got this face on her. Like, hell no, nigga. You hit me.
To be honest, she probably punching with me probably more than I punch on her because, man, she'll catch you.
Catch that face.
Babies don't realize that strength, nigga.
Especially her heavy-handed ass, bro. She big as hell, bro. She be catching me. I really be mad. And she'll hit you in the eye. Ain't nothing worse than get hit in the eye. You can't do shit. Your eye is incapacitated for hella minutes. Like,
Then you talking back here, though.
Right.
my mama.
You see it. Yo, I'm telling you.
Start the lawnmowers up.
When you wake your shit up, boy.
Oh, God. She be, especially in the morning, she be,
Daddy, 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 daddy.
like, she'll really slap the shit out of me, bro. I'll be really hot. So, you feel me?
I'm cool.
Lesson of the day, wrap it the fuck up. BET don't make the commercials no more.
No more.
But they
No
need to,
more.
because
Baby, I'ma do it right.
Oh, God.
When you're down, you will. When you won't, have a baby.
No more.
They don't make music no more.
They don't make shit like they used to no more.
Oh, you used to really be able to understand what motherfucker was saying, you know what I mean?
Real messages.
You real messages, you know what I
Real
mean?
messages.
You're not gonna
You
do
know what
most.
I mean? I would be like, what they be saying? I don't know.
I don't know what these niggas.
Oh no, and there's so many little niggas, I can't even keep up. Little Yachty, little Uzi, little baby, big baby, da baby. Yeah, I mean,
Niggas ain't creative no more.
they're not. You're done. I mean, it ain't no Tupacs, no Corrupts, nigga.
Nah.
You know what I mean? No MC. You know what I mean? It's just, you just add a little to the end the beginning of anything, and nigga, it's just.
Niggas a rap star.
You're a rap star. You're a rap star.
Right.
Nigga, you could just add a little to anything.
Yeah, nigga, these niggas is trash.
Little dusty, little trash, little bootsy.
Niggas make music because they got a cool beat.
That's it. The beats is carrying niggas now. They're not saying nothing.
Nah.
Like, and I'm thinking about being a ghostwriter because it's so easy. Like, honestly, Meg Thee Stallion, I hate to say this, y'all, but we can argue she's trash, bro. Her lyrics are bootsy as fuck. The beats go, yeah, but she ain't really saying nothing.
It's really her knees that's carrying her.
It's
Because that bitch got some
she
mechanical
got
knees.
the
baby.
style.
She got some Mr. What's the motherfucking, who they do the experiment on? Captain America. She got some Captain America.
Man, Iron Man ass mother.
They did some surgeries on her motherfucking ass, but
That
she
bitch been
be.
taking green light. What's it? Right, that bitch got power. That
She
bitch.
be throwing that motherfucker for real.
For real.
It's serious.
Yeah, niggas ain't saying shit no more.
I like looking at it though.
I lost my shit, but this young nigga said to me the other day, man, G Herbo just like Pac. I almost backhanded the shit out this nigga. I said, don't you ever disrespect Pac like that again, yo. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Niggas gonna know who Pac was.
These millennials, oh man, these Generation Z, I swear to you.
He was much more than a rapper.
They
It's like
so
Nip. It's much more than a rapper, man.
Revolutionary. None of you
Man.
niggas can lead a revolution. You
Man.
thinking anybody gonna follow your Lil Yachty to the motherfucking promised land? No. No. Nor G Herbo.
To be honest, I ain't gonna say nobody because he got these little kids. I'm not gonna lie, they like really fuck with bro, and I don't see it, but hey, our parents didn't see us fucking with Ja Rule, I guess either, or 50 didn't, because I was ready to be in nigga, I was ride or die for my nigga 50, but
and I just want to make this small
real nigga,
disclaimer. Small sidebar disclaimer. I just want to acknowledge, nigga, that Ja Rule was the first motherfucking Drake. He was the first nigga to start singing over a beat, okay? What would I be without you?
I don't know if
He,
you call that singing.
who was? He was the first nigga to attempt to sing. He was the first one. He was the first one to make the harmony with the rap shit. Argue. Let's argue. Come on, let's argue. You want to argue?
I don't know, sing for all the
Give me some
songs.
time to think.
Who want to argue? Let's argue.
Somebody else did. No, that nigga, nah, he ain't never really.
Who did it? Ja Rule.
Ja Rule might be the first.
He was the
one.
first one to bring the melody. He had Ashanti on every. You feel me?
Ja Rule might be the first, but Drake elevated that shit.
Yeah, Drake is.
He did it. But I'm gonna give credit to Rule because Rule got hits. At the end of the day, he goes to hit. I don't think about you. Listen. Every thug need a lady, baby. Come on, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, I was fucking with bruh real
Fake ass
heavily
DMX.
before 50 came out. 50 came and it was bad news bears, bro.
50, you know.
That nigga, he changed the rap for me.
How did 50 change rap?
How? He dethroned the nigga that was on. Ja Rule was the nigga. He came and dethroned this nigga, went at every nigga that everybody said was hard. That nigga was revolutionary, bro. And he still, now he's revolutionizing TV. My nigga is, bro.
I might be sleeping on 50. I don't know.
You sleep, because Get Rich or Die Trying was the one. I just posted the other day. That was the first rap album I ever bought, and if it showed changed me, because I was.
What? Nigga, I listened to 50's motherfucking 21 Questions in the club. Nigga, that was the only motherfucking hits 50 had.
You crazy. You're crazy.
Period.
Yeah, you might not like 50, bro.
Nah, fuck with you, but.
2 niggas in the front, 2 niggas in the back.
There's 4 niggas riding strapping in grandma's
Cadillac.
I ain't never heard that shit.
He's a window shopper.
That was low key. He didn't try to come with a little melody, huh?
Yeah, my nigga came on.
He came into
It's milky. Nigga came on, bro. That nigga 50 to go.
What?
Sure.
Fuck that, nigga. I'm fucking with Ja. Team Ja.
Nah,
Team Ja.
Ja went out like a
Team
hoe.
Ja.
Nah, Ja
He didn't go out like no hoe. He just nigga.
Nah, he went out like a hoe. How you gonna? I mean, I know a lot of shit happened during that time, but this nigga came in 50 dethroned. He couldn't come back. He still can't come back. He trying to get in right now, and niggas is like, no, 50 Cent. What? As soon as he try to get in the door,
He shook in this nigga.
he shook, bro.
Nah.
He shook night
I
with
don't
this nigga.
Bro,
He didn't do that. The fan base did that. Nigga.
Yeah,
I'm
he
still a
did.
fan.
The fan.
I'm still a motherfucking fan.
Who got more
Okay?
fans? 50 or Rule, nigga?
50, nigga.
That's what I'm saying. The fans did that, nigga. Ja Rule.
But Ja Rule had the world before 50 came. That's the thing. Like,
Ja's
really
fans
dethroned
are
this
his
nigga.
90s fans. We still fuck with Ja.
I fuck with Ja, bro, but I'm saying this.
He ain't
Bro.
fucking with 50.
But 50 is on the whole lot. He got nigga vitamin water, TV, and shit. Oh, yeah, I mean.
Hey, my nigga
He took the
elevated.
shit to the
Never
whole
good.
other level.
He really.
We needed Ja Rule so we can have 50 Cent so he can do what the fuck he doing now. Ja Rule was really a pawn and a bigger picture for 50. it was really bigger for 50 than it was Ja Rule because he was going through his strategy. That's why he's so cold, bro. That was a strategy. He like, he the honest nigga right now. I'm finna go at him. And he from my hood too. Oh, it's fine. He a hoe out here in these streets and I'm gonna let niggas know. Like, this nigga 50 lived through niggas calling him a snitch. Like, he lived through it and he's still relevant and popping right now.
I
Like,
don't know, but nigga 50 ain't never been no Fast and Furious. So I don't give a damn, man. Money That's all I know, nigga.
What?
50
nigga 50 a mega Fast and Furious.
That That nigga ain't never
That
been
nigga
on.
had a cameo video making
This
that.
nigga Cole, y'all watching this new show For Life?
I haven't watched
Oh,
it
that
yet,
shit
but
good
you
as
know I
fuck.
will.
I don't like this nigga in that show, but I don't even, man, he made me so mad. Like, bruh, I don't even believe in solitary confinement, but the character he played on that shit, this nigga deserved to be in a motherfucking hole. Like, I'm starting, every show he been playing, Kanan, now he playing this nigga Cassius, bruh. Oh my God.
And the thing that
He played that,
I think
so good.
because that's his real character. I think that's his real character. He loved to be in the enemy because he feed off the energy. It's just like me. The same way. Like even when I play basketball, I'd rather you boo me than cheer me on. I didn't really hear the cheering people, but I love to hear motherfuckers boo me. That means I was doing your deed. You're mad. You're mad. Nigga. Get mad. I love that shit. So
Right.
I feel it. Man, that's that. You feel me? You
So
gotta have
true,
that.
right?
That's that Kobe Mamba mentality. You feel me?
Mamba.
You gotta have it.
Man, I can't
This is
believe
real great.
2020 a little, damn, what's going
Well,
on? It's supposed to be
man.
my year. Nigga said, you said 2020 was gonna be a movie. Yeah, Home Alone, nigga.
Home Alone, my mama, nigga. Niggas did not have this in their New Year's resolutions. I tell you, boy, niggas was finna go to
All
a
I know
movie.
is this summer canceled. Look,
Yeah, the summer for sure
hot
canceled.
girl thoughty lives. I can
Summer is not canceled. Nigga, you niggas better hit the river. I guarantee you, nigga.
Guaranteed.
Raps, nigga,
They gonna be out there
everything.
with state troopers.
On my
Yeah,
mama,
nigga.
they gonna be out
Niggas
there.
gonna be
with
floating
them
away
people.
from them niggas with paddles. I
Come get
guarantee.
me. Start coughing on anybody who get close.
Them niggas is throwing beers at the state troopers, nigga.
Stop. You finna stop the whole shit.
Summer ain't over.
Summer over, bro. Kiss it goodbye.
Well, my summer been over, but nigga.
Oh yeah, nigga, you finna have a baby Guan.
Mmm.
Baby
Boy, we a man, boy.
My life ain't really changed because of this corona shit, though.
Mine either.
Mine
People
either.
are bad,
I'm
but
still getting money.
I don't understand.
That's me, and I'm
chilling.
Like if I lost my job or something, like I'd be like, damn, yeah, that's real or something. But nigga,
But-
for the most part, nigga,
For people losing their job, like it could have been a good thing for you because you probably need to move on.
Exactly.
A lot of people been at them
You've
jobs.
been slaved
and
to
shit
that
for
job
hella
for
long-
20 years.
Hella long, and you've been wanting to leave for hella long, and life moved on your motherfucking ass because you didn't move for yourself. You feel me?
That's so
And you
true.
gotta embrace your bigger son. You got bigger callings than that job you at. So
that shit's easier.
sometimes
said than
that.
done.
Exactly, and that's why life
And
moved
that's
on
what,
your-
and you know what that is?
life moved on your ass.
That's living in fear and not faith. Once you choose faith over fear, and that's where a lot of motherfuckers go wrong. You be 40 years old talking about, oh, if I would have just did it, and that's where a lot of us go wrong, is we be so defeated by the process that you don't even start the journey. So now here you are, nigga, 10 years later, still working at TJ Maxx, where if you would have just started, you would have been there. You know what I mean? And there's and the thing, what's ironic about it is we stress about tomorrow like it's promised. Why don't you just start? You know what I mean? Why don't you just start? I don't care if you're 40, you're 50, and you're like, oh, it's too late. Okay, so now you stay at that job, work there another 10 years, and you still, you know what I mean? Whereas if you would have just started, you would have came into that shit by 40, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's man. And especially with this job, like you said, like a lot of times, God knows that we won't leave situations unless circumstances force us to.
Exactly.
Like when I got fired from the Cheesecake Factory, God knew I wasn't planning on leaving no time soon. Nigga, I was getting them tips from the white people in Roseville, and I was comfortable. Then a motherfucking, he knew that. So what happened? I got fired, nigga, on some dumb shit, and I'm crying. That was 3 years ago. I ain't put in an application since.
If you got a bigger calling, man, life will move on you
I
and
ain't
make
putting
it
that
push
shit
you
in.
towards
Man.
support and push you
Oh,
towards
no.
the calling.
You gotta support somebody else. No, I can't. I get it, but then I don't get it because nigga, who gonna support you? Nigga, I ain't got no
God don't support you. This is the thing. It's a quote that say, "Don't work your 9 to 5 and go home and not work on your own goals. You're not tired.
it's
You're
not
uninspired.
saying- yeah.
It's not giving up. You gotta play chess. This is chess, not
Exactly.
checkers.
You can
So
still work,
You
but
do
you
what you
gotta-
gotta do to keep your income, but you better damn sure be building some own shit. Because
Yeah,
it's
shit.
only two
It's
choices.
bigger.
Either you spend your entire life working for a motherfucker who went after their shit, or you build your own shit. That's it. That's it. So
Exactly.
that's it.
Yeah, we're not saying don't work. Like
You gotta do what you gotta do to get by.
Exactly,
But that should be your motivation to go home every day. Who the fuck what do I want to do? You feel me? But we talk our shit out of that. You feel me? And that's what I just was doing a message on this the other day, and I said a lot of us become accustomed to mediocrity because we refuse to believe in who God has called us to be. You feel me? And so, like, even me, if I told you about 10 years ago I was lost dancing in the background of music videos, waiting tables, you know what I mean? And I tell you now that I, you know what I mean, haven't worked in the restaurant industry since, and a lot of times it was very hard for me to leave the restaurant industry for hella long because that's all I knew, that's all the experience I had, that's the only entry level work I knew how to do. And when I left and when my back was against the wall, yes, money was slow, I didn't know how I was gonna make it, but when I tell you, when I chose faith over fear till this day, I tell people every month I didn't know how I was gonna pay my rent, but every month somehow, some way, my rent got paid. And when I lost my job at Cheesecake Factory, I'm like, that's when I realized like God gives us all the tools that we need, but we are just so driven by fear that we play it safe. You feel me? And that's how most of us move. We don't walk by faith, we walk by sight. If I can't see the next move, I'm gonna just stay right here, nigga, where I know it's comfortable and safe, nigga. I know what my next check gonna be. You feel me? And that's what separates motherfuckers right there. Is that kind of mentality. You wanna be safe or you wanna take risks. The motherfuckers who we praise, the Steve Jobs and the Bill Gates and the millionaires and all the motherfuckers making decisions, and we wanna retweet Gary Vee and all these motherfuckers, they ain't no different than us. The only difference is, nigga, they say I'm not gonna wait tables for the rest of my life, nigga. That's it. That's it.
Feel me?
Nigga, that day I cried, I got fired. I said, oh, hell nah. I ain't never doing this again. And I said, I'm not working nowhere when I'm not directly using my gifts and I'm not valued. I don't want to work nowhere where I'm dispensable ever again. You feel me? And the money was slow. And that's what's the hardest part, you feel me? Because I was used to that cash money tips after every shift, you know what I mean? And it wasn't what I was used to, but I was making it. But I was making it though, you feel me? And sure enough, nigga, a little job opened up, you know what I mean? And here I am, nigga, 3 years later, ain't put in the application since. I remember I called my dad, I said, Dad, I don't know how I'm gonna pay my rent next month, but I'm not going to put in this application. All my cousins was like, bruh, Subway hiring, bro, you need to just go get a job. I'm like, no. And I knew where I was at that point because it was to the point where I didn't give a fuck if I got fired. I was at that point where, like, if I got, you know how, like, when you call into work, like, oh, I got a family reunion or I got somewhere to be, and they're like, oh, well, we need you in, and you just be so fucking frantic, you like, I can't go, I gotta go to work. I was at the point where, nigga, if I got somewhere, I'm going. You know what I mean? So I was like, there's no point in me having a job because I don't give a fuck. I don't care no more. You know what I mean? Because when I was at the Cheesecake, like, I was like, that was my last time where I was like, nigga, I'm gonna do everything right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do it right. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on time. And them motherfuckers still, I said, that was it for me. That was it.
Life moved on you. It happened.
That was it.
Like I said, we just got bigger callings, and that's why I've always thought about that. Anytime I got fired from a job or something, I never really stressed. Probably one job, because I really fucked with that job, and I really lost it on some fluke shit I did. But other than that, I didn't care. I felt like every time I got fired or something from a job or quit a job or something, I felt like a relief off my back. Like I felt free in a motherfucker because I just can't be like, I just knew I was supposed to be doing something else.
And the reason I knew, a lot of times I kept getting fired is because my managers knew I was bigger than fucking Chevys. You know what I mean? So I have to dumb my shit down. I gotta be, and I know how to keep a job, but I had to dilute a lot of my power in order to be an employee. You know what I mean? And so it was this constant battle of, I don't want to be the fucking manager. Just let me wait fucking tables and leave me alone. You know, it was always this fucking power trip thing that I was just like, yeah, I am bigger than the Cheesecake Factory. Nigga, I don't want to bust tables here for 10 years and be like you. You know what I mean? So they be, managers be on this power trip because, nigga, you done worked your way up to this motherfucking position and this is your life. So now everything bothers you. And I'm not bothered like you because Cheesecake Factory is not my life, nigga. But guess what? The customers love me. And look, and that's the kind of person I was. I know you know what I mean? I hated training and all that shit. I couldn't even go through training again because I was like, I don't even need training, just put me on the floor. So that, I couldn't even restart the process no more because my mind was just so beyond it. You know what I mean? I couldn't even water myself down no more. You feel me? And nigga, God said, I got you. You feel me? But you gotta like believe it with everything. And you can't be like, I'm gonna just believe it because I just want to, you know what I mean? You gotta
be ready to walk on that water for sure.
You gotta.
Yeah, that shit is. It's not for the old faint-hearted. You really gotta know yourself. It take time.
It do.
Cause man, I be working on myself all the time. That's why this quarantine shit ain't nothing new for me. Cause I be working on myself, and
Right.
a lot of I tell that to my girl a lot, and she probably think I be trying to sound selfish, but I'm like, if I don't work on myself, like I can't give nothing to you.
Right.
So like,
and that's what a lot of it is too. Solitude. People don't realize. You know what I mean? Even like when we be in constant relationships, people gotta understand that love is it's just a partnership. Partnership. It's not possession. So you gotta allow. People need solitude to find themselves. How I'ma figure out what we are, and I don't even know who I am. You know what I mean? Like I can't support you. I ain't even know what it's like to support me. You know what I mean? Like so that's we kind of doing life all kind of out of order. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of us.
Yeah, I had to raise myself, so it had been that way.
Oh me.
And that's the problem too. A lot of these corona babies is gonna have to raise themselves too. That's the fucked up part, because a lot of people don't know how to be parents and shit. Like nobody really knows. You're not gonna know how to be a parent, but you know how to be a kid. You was a kid, so you had that experience, so you know what you wanted from your parents, so you can at least be that for your kids.
Right.
But a lot of people ain't doing that because they're not even like sex is like not a big deal, and people don't treat sex as big as they should, like as a big deal as they should, because that shit is like life changing.
It's a transfer of
energies and everything, and then
you're transferring
the baby,
energy.
like you creating a whole life. Like that's the whole reason, like the purpose we here, like we creating a whole life, and we downplay that shit so much. It's crazy, and that shit be bothering the fuck out of me. Cause
for real, we
having kids like it's just nothing, and they just treat kids like it's nothing.
Yeah. A pawn. Babies is pawns now to make shit work, because motherfuckers refuse to sit with themselves. Right? So now you gonna try and have a baby because you think baby gonna keep you nigga. So now y'all both dysfunctional. Now y'all using baby as a pawn. Now you know what I mean? You ain't living your full potential, so you ain't really got no tools to really give the baby living their full potential.
For real,
you know what I mean?
You gonna start resenting your kid, start hating on your kid, even if they try to do better for themselves, like, because you can't stand yourself. Like, it's crazy that parents be doing that, but I witnessed it myself, like people hating on their kids.
I've gone through it.
Bruh, that shit is so boozy. Like, how can you hate on something you created? Like, you supposed to want them to be better than you, like evolve into something that like you didn't. Like, that's your whole purpose. Like, you should feel like you served your purpose. Like, you should be able to rest easy with that. Like, I'm not gonna be able to rest easy unless I know gave her the tools I know she needed to survive, and to give to her own so we can keep surviving. That's what we here. We put here to keep on going. Like, we need the next generations and generations. Like, but we can't just be having the kids and not installing no tools in them. Like, and you got to get the tools to yourself. Like, everything you have is inside of you. You just got to bring it out, but you got to be looking for it. Like, a lot of people just don't be looking for it, because once again, society and all that bullshit will distract you. And if you get caught up in that shit, it's hard to start digging in yourself and start really digging up the treasures.
And that's why a lot of people end up living mediocre lives, because a lot of our purpose is sitting right on top of our pain. You can't really pursue anything wholeheartedly unless you're whole. You feel me? Like, the reason I'm so passionate with the youth is because I'm being the change that I wish to see. I can do this passionately because I was them, right? So I've taken the most painful experiences in my life and turned it into something passionate that I can now not only, helps me subconsciously, but, it's something I can capitalize on. I can make it, it's a job. Now I'm getting paid to really help the child in me. You know what I mean? I know exactly what that little girl needs, because I was that little girl, you know what I mean? I know, so it's just like, a lot of us have been through specific struggles that we choose to ignore, not realizing that those struggles are specifically given to us to sculpt who we're called to be. But a lot of us ignore it and just be like, nigga, I went through this, my life is shitty, so
why me type
why
shit
me?
Instead of why
not me? Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
That's what you need to be asking. Why not me?
Why not me?
I'm put here. I'm powerful beyond measure. You feel me? I can do whatever is thrown at me. That's how you gotta really think of it. It's hard to think like that when you've been like
everything around you is mediocre. You feel me?
Man.
And that's the biggest thing in the black family is a lot of times we don't have a lot of examples of what to be, but we have a whole lot of examples of what not to be. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be living off from paycheck to paycheck for the rest of my life. That's not what I want. Nigga, I want to surpass my family in ways unimaginable. You feel me?
Niggas trying to live. We've been surviving.
We've been surviving for so long.
But
surviving.
But the thing about that is, you feel me? The white people know we got an advantage because we didn't live in poverty. We know how to survive. You feel me? And once we get to it's like you got to know how to survive to live first. Like, and then you coming into money, you don't know how to survive because you ain't never had to worry about surviving. You just living this shit. Like, so if that shit all fall, you're gonna be done. You feel me? If it fall, like if we get up there and fall, we gonna be resilient. We gonna know how to get back up. You feel me? So it's like
we fall down, but we get up.
Hey.
You feel me? We get the fuck up. You feel me?
So
man, so don't feel bad because you in a situation.
What I'm saying is just
man,
a sinner who fell down.
you feel me? We put everything.
And got up.
It's not too late.
You just get back up again. What? Yeah.
Man,
Shit, man.
man, we all in the same boat, man.
All in the same boat.
All in the same boat. Don't let. And now that all these job titles and all this shit is disappearing, you should really.
Who are you?
Exactly.
You don't got UC Davis in your bio. You don't got none of this shit in your bio. Who the fuck are you?
Man.
Who are you? A lot of motherfuckers don't know. Who are you? Without your work badge, who are you?
Man.
You don't know now. You gotta sit with yourself. Now you don't know what the fuck.
What the fuck?
You employed 2293. Now you don't know who the fuck you is. You feel me? Listen.
Man.
You better wake up. This is God. This is God. And that's the thing. If people refocus their energy, TDJ said, he said,
That was your old employee number, huh? TDJ said what? Go ahead, my
I
bad.
said, focus more on like Christ than the crisis. And then another pastor said, crisis is a breeding ground for leadership. And it's just like crazy because if people really refocus their attention less on media, it's gonna happen. What's happening is if you stay in your house, what's going on outside really don't affect you in any way. So you might as well channel your attention on yourself. I don't want to be cliche, but you need to be focusing on God in this time because this is really God's reset button for something so much bigger. And that's why a lot of us is fighting because it's not that we don't want to accept Christ, we don't want to accept our demons. And that's what it really comes down to, you feel me? So if people focus their energy on the bigger picture, this don't have nothing to do with man. Everything is already written.
Exactly.
So once you wrap your mind around that, you already knew this was already going to happen
Your
either.
mind around that
You
the
feel me?
world gonna keep living without us.
With or without.
We extra as fuck around this bitch. We should be proving ourselves to the world,
Period.
to the universe, because we are visitors to it.
I want to go back to normal. If you really have a mindset that says I want to go back to normal, you
Man,
what is normal?
Man.
You want to go back to what? Your illusion of living or surviving? Like, go back to what? We go back to your mediocre state job. You want to go back to your school. You want to go. What do you want to go back to? What the fuck do you want to go back to? If you don't want to come out this a new person, then it's just I don't know.
it's just,
I don't know.
You want to be you.
You just want to be, and you know, but at the same time, let me just say this. There's a lot of people who really do just want to live a normal simple, life. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think I just be having I don't have a problem with it, but it just bothers me because I just know. I'm just like, man, where you going more, motherfucker?
Right,
yeah. It's here for us to take. Like,
you only got one life.
Man.
One.
Man.
And you know what I mean? And you know what? This is an abstract thought, but this is the reason a lot of motherfuckers stay complacent. Martin Luther, if you're not willing to stand for something, you fall for anything. And because we're so crippled by the thought of like that, we are complacent. We ain't willing to stand for nothing. I don't care. I don't care because I know that however I go, I'm gonna die standing for something. You know what I mean? A lot of motherfuckers is gonna go out on their knees. You know what I mean? Let these motherfucking state troopers come knocking on doors with a vaccine. A lot of motherfuckers gonna be just with their hand out just like this. They're gonna have to pop me. I'm gonna let you know right now.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm letting out a whole round before I go. I'm not single file line to the Holocaust gas chamber ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? That ain't me. You know what I mean? So this is really a defining moment because it's our whole structure as we know it could be shifting. You know what I mean? They might be trying to shift us into a whole virtual kind of society and using this as some kind of cover. Yeah, there's a whole lot of conspiracy.
It's a whole lot. I think a whole lot.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I feel like motherfuckers got to be prepared for both sides.
Exactly. It don't need much matter.
It don't need much.
It don't need
matter which way the cards fall, motherfucker. You better be ready.
It don't need much matter. You ain't got that. I know I'm gonna fit it in there.
Is that right?
Nigga wait for the
You was ready for the right time. You don't need much matter.
Got it in there though.
You did though. You
don't need much matter.
Yeah, that's population control, bottom line.
Man.
Population control.
It's the old motherfuckers that won't get off that health care. Nah, you know, to be honest, I think we give the government a lot more power than they really have because, like, I don't think they know what the fuck going on for real.
Oh, me.
I think they just be acting like, yeah, we know.
Right.
Yeah, we got shit on the way. You got some shit back there, scientists. Hey, nigga, what you doing with the paper? They like the niggas that act like they know. Like, we give them a lot more power than
Now, one nigga you guys for direction at the gas station, he know when you first asked him, he didn't know where the fuck he was talking about.
But
He niggas still gonna give you directions.
Mm-hmm.
See,
you see that fork in the road right
what
there?
you say you headed now? Okay, yeah, see, you know, I did pass there by there 2 times now. Okay, so what you gonna do now is, you gonna go right down this, no, you know what, scratch that.
Man.
Flip a bitch right here, okay? Take 2 left by that KFC.
For real, have you chasing your own fucking tail. That's what they be having us do.
Oh, me, listen.
Because if you think it ain't people out there studying us in our every move and they know how to do it just to sell us some shit and to...
They doing a whole test drill on us, nigga. And you know what I've realized, man? It's so easy for them to track our ignorance based on our consumerism. They're seeing who's willing to adapt to this without any fight by how many motherfucking rolls of toilet paper you buy. But all the motherfuckers consuming it, look at these stupid motherfuckers. We can implement martial law by May 1st, and this is, you know what I mean? They got the statistics. The consumerism is the best way to track ignorance. It's the best way to track ignorance, bruh. And it's scary to think about. It's scary to think about. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck is you buying up all the toilet paper and the stores ain't closing? Like, what are you preparing for, nigga? The apocalypse? Like, what are
the fuck? You can just go hop in the shower and clean your ass. What the fuck? That's what you probably need to do. If your ass that shitty that you need to go buy every piece of toilet paper in there, you probably need a bidet or some other shit. Because your ass stink. You stink. You're filthy. You stink.
repugnant. Samuel Jackson word right there.
We had a nice little hour. Fuck a bitch and hey. I don't care. Fuck care, nigga. Fuck you. Gonna upload this hoe. Nigga, whole hour, nigga. Tune in, tune out, bitch. Fuck.
Don't need you.
Man.
Tell a friend to subscribe.
Yeah, man. But,
Oh shit. This nigga looking out the window like a West slave.
that nigga like, man.
Give us free.
That nigga ready.
Give us free.
Give us free.
Oh shit.
Oh God, this is quite depressing. I'm a quite depressing person. I discovered, man, because
yes, we're gonna sell us tomorrow. You guys can sing along if you know the words. Massa is gonna say. Name that movie. Whoever name that movie.
You don't know nothing about that.
You don't know nothing about that.
All right. This has been another episode of Respect the Game. You bitch.
Respect the game. I said respect the game. I said respect the game. Respect the game. Respect the game. Oh, bitch.
Yeah.
What's my favorite word?